Mount Rinjani, one of the Indonesia's River 7 summits. It has long ignited the dreams of many hikers, including me, eager to challenge its peak. As we venture into this exploration, we shall confront the volcano's raw power, marking our most challenging ascents to the date so far. The day before the hike, we spent the night at Wareong, Senaru, a retreat located at the north of the Lombok island. This journey will be the longest hike I've ever faced, so I have to make sure to organize and minimize my baggage. For now, I'll just summarize and list down the things that I'll bring. I would like to take a brief moment to share about how we end up hiking Mount Rinjani. So the story starts after sharing my Mount Kinabalu documentary. A reader actually approached and wanting to support our channel. So after getting to know more about the reader team, I was really moved by their genuine passions for hiking and helping others to achieve their hiking dreams. So we have come to the decision to take on this documentary project for Mount Rinjani, and I really hope this documentary can help more people who want to know more about this mountain and the service provided by a reader.
And you know what? Kecap manis. Quite good overall.
Unfamiliar taste.
After we had our breakfast and getting ready, a reader has already arranged a pickup truck to transport us from the hotel to the hiking entrance. This will be a 1-hour drive from our hotel to Sembalun Entrance. Halfway to the entrance, we stopped by a convenience store, and it appears to be also a gas station because you can see the colors of oil, which are greens like RON 97 and the yellow ones are like RON 95 in Malaysia. As I sat on the truck recalling the briefing from yesterday night, it really made me wonder if this mountain was too challenging for me to capture on film. Our group leader for this Mount Rinjani expedition was Eugene from a reader, accompanied by a group of 10 hikers including himself. So in short, our hike will span around 3 days 2 nights, commencing from the Sembalun road for the summit ascent and descending via the Torean route. It is one of the most popular routes up the mountain. We made our first stop at the Mount Rinjani clinic. It was an essential checkpoint for every hiker to undergo a medical body checkup.
We're currently waiting to do our body checkup.
We are at the medical checkup center before we commence to our hike. This step is quite a compulsory step. They will get our blood pressure check, our body weights. They will help you to check if you have any past injuries. So if you make sure you are all okay, then we are ready to go. Reach the entrance, we'll meet our porters. They will help to carry our basic needs such as food, water, camping equipment, and other essentials. Okay, right now we have reached the entrance of the Mount Rinjani. We just fill our waters, pass our luggage to the porters and everything. From here onwards, there's a road. You can actually take the motorcycle if you want. If you want to, don't mind to paying extra charges. But with our hiking spirit, we choose to hike. Let's go. We even encounter some local farmers tending to their cows and bulls. Actually also my first time hiking with some really friendly cows. However, you have to be careful on some of the gold mines, if you know what I mean. We have finally reached the first checkpoint, which we call Post 1, and as you can see, the weather here is quite foggy and a lot of clouds. There are pros and cons for this weather. Usually when we reach Post 1, we can already see the mountain view, but due to this weather and we can't see any mountain view. But the good thing is it's very chilling and it's pretty comfortable to hike around this area.
Yep, we're at post 2. I think we're going to have lunch here.
Post 2 checkpoint, the second checkpoint of the hike. So you can see that a lot of people, they will have their lunch over here. So it's quite crowded. A lot of porters, a lot of other hikers, a lot of guides. Everyone they gather here, and you can even buy stuff over here. You can see over there they have some stores as well. So far so good. We are quite enjoying this hike, although it's without the very good scenery. I'm gonna have my lunch. Luckily, there was lunch prepared by the guide and the porter team. While having our lunch in Post 2, we could also see the incredible views of the mountain formation. The gaps of this formation was shaped by the lava flows from the ancient times. Some of these gaps are so deep, it looks like it can reach until 100 meters. Luckily, there were bridges constructed a few decades ago that crosses the gaps and making the hike even much more enjoyable. As we hike from post 2 to post 3, I can't help to keep looking back. The ever-expanding view of the grassland was really amazing. On the way to post 3, we passed by a massive crater formed after an earthquake in August 2018. We couldn't help but stop by and admire the breathtaking view, but at the same time, slightly terrifying. Despite all the thick mist blocking the view, the forest ambience remained a privilege for us to be experienced. The portion of a trail from post 2 to post 3 is still quite manageable. The trail is getting steeper but considered easy compared to what awaits us ahead, as it does not have much elevation gain yet. We are at the post 3. We will have 2 more checkpoints to go, and so here will be around 1 hour and a half or 15 minutes to the next post, which is the post 4, and then after post 4 we'll take another 1.5 hours to reach our campsite. Starting from here, the trail will be much more steeper. Let's do it, guys. After post 3, we are facing a much more serious challenge, but we have to keep a positive mindset and enjoy the hike to its fullest. Now we are at the post 4, which is the last checkpoint before our campsite. From here to our campsite, we still have 1.5 hours to go. Assuming if I keep on stop and videographing, so I will take more time. It's getting a lot colder right now. Make sure you wear your windbreaker well. The weather here could be a little bit chilly, but maybe not for some hikers. According to Eugene, we will need to work harder to gain elevation for the next 1.5 hours. We will encounter loose volcanic sand on some part of the trail. It's kinda like a warm-up for the summit hike tomorrow. Along the hike, we always thought we are getting closer to the campsite, but only to realize it was merely another ridge. This portion of the trail was definitely not easy. During our ascending, there was a group of people that truly amazed me, the local porters. Each one of them carry up to 25 kilograms of supplies to Sembalun Rim. What struck me the most is, despite carrying such heavy loads, most of them are just wearing slippers and able to hike faster pace than most of the hikers. With such challenging elevation gain, it almost feels like the porters are walking in the park. Witnessing their incredible dedication, I gain a lot of respect for every one of them. Without these porters, documenting Mount Rinjani would be nearly impossible. The path led along the crater's rim for about 15 minutes until we reached our actual campsite. From a drone's perspective, the campsite might have appeared quite cramped, but there was actually quite enough space for numerous clusters of the tents. Finally, we have reached our campsite right now. So as you can see, the view is very breathtaking. You can see the sea of clouds. They're actually covering the lake over there. So we will see a similar view when we're going to hike the peak next morning. For now, for today, we'll stay in this camp. Even have some toilets here, but it's just a temporary stand-up toilet, and then they dug a hole. So we need to really prepare to actually take care of our own hygiene and the cleanliness around this campsite. So in order to protect this mountain as well. Okay. Oh my gosh, finally. With no facilities or water supply at this campsite, it was really important to bring your own wet tissue to maintain hygiene and also your own cleanliness. However, we had to remember not to litter after using them. From the rim, we could see the summit of Rinjani on the left, and 600 meters below, we are supposed to see one of Indonesia's most stunning vistas, the Child of Sea Lake with the active volcano Mount Barujari. But despite all the clouds blocking the view, it is still very breathtaking. During dinner, Eugene briefed us on the summit hike for the following day. Although we are all really exhausted, somehow Eugene can still retain his energy to provide such detailed instructions. When it's 7 PM, it was time for us to get some well-deserved rest. It's so super damn cold outside and we don't really feel like going out now. So actually it's 12:30 already and we're about to have our supper before our summit hike. So I'm wearing 3 layers. One layer inside and then the second layer and then my windbreaker. Oh man, how many degrees Celsius right now?
How's that?
It feels like
I think around 8 or 5. 5 or
yeah,
I think around 5.
definitely feel like a 5.
Yes.
It's much colder than our last summit hike in the Mount Kinabalu.
Especially the wind.
Yeah, damn, it's so windy. Just now midnight I went to the toilet and then damn, there was a most difficult toilet break ever.
Feel like my hands are dirty.
Only my first time.
Wish me luck.
So yesterday we basically cover ourselves like this. So our mountain guide agency, they actually provide us some really comfortable sleeping bags, and they have a cushion right here, a bed cushion. Also they provide a pillow. So these are all make sure for you to have a very good quality sleep. But I'm quite nervous last night, so I didn't really sleep much. Our guide prepared some simple breakfast before the summit hike. Under such cold weather, this might be the best instant noodle I've ever had. The first 350 meters after leaving the campsite were steep and follow a rather compact track, passing through many high-altitude vegetations. As we thought this portion of the trail was already hard enough, Eugene told us to control our breathing and heart rate, because this is not even the beginning of the toughest part. Being at such high altitude, we really need to maintain a steady pace to prevent high altitude sickness.
It's definitely more difficult than I expected. Like they say, one step, you drop 2 steps.
No,
One step,
2 steps up,
3 steps.
1 step down.
No, 1 step up, 3 steps down.
Wow, the legend is real.
Yeah, it just breaks you, you know. But yeah, just a little bit of rest. We're good. Alright, let's keep going. 2 hours more to the peak.
After this portion of the trail, we will then reach a ridge with a much more gentle slope and a more comfortable path before the real deal.
Here is much better.
Lay off.
It's very tiring and it's very steep. I can see the sand. When we walk 1 step, it goes to 2 steps.
From here, the summit might seem close, but we still have at least 1 more hour to gain the last 300 meters elevation. This last stretch was the most torturing, with a very steep incline that challenged us with very soft, slippery volcanic sands that does not offer any grips. I don't think I've ever paused this frequently to catch my breath during hiking before. The moment we caught a glimpse of the daylight, the entire scene transformed, revealing the sheer magnitude of the mountain. With the daylight, we could see how much farther left we had to go. Watching the sunrise only meant one thing: we have to race with time to catch the sunrise. Finally, we reached the summit, the second highest volcano in Indonesia. With the sunrise painting the sky in ever-changing stunning colors, the reward was definitely worth the struggle. There's one thing I noticed about the revered team is they not only just provide a very good mountain guide services, they can also help to take really good pictures. Taking hiking photography is one of their services specialties. In this broad daylight, we could now witness the struggles behind each and every step of the hikers. Seeing other climbers making their way to the summit, filled with determination and supported by their comrades, it was really truly inspiring. As what I see, no one is giving up. Descending will be much easier, and it is very tempting to slide down the gravel, but we couldn't afford to miss the breathtaking views. What you can see behind me is actually the pub we hiked this morning. I found myself quite struggling while I hiking this trail this morning is because I bring a lot of load with me, so my feet get easily sink into the sand. This really almost broke me. But luckily, we all made it to the peak. Everyone can make it safe and sound. And now we are actually descending back to our campsite, and then we will get ready to hike to our hot spring. Right.
We descend around, I think, 2 hours. Now you can see there is our campsite. Beautiful campsite, by the way. Yeah, let's go.
When the time comes to descend, we retrace our step back to the campsite. This will take less than the half time we took when climbing to the summit. The next stage of our descent leading to another campsite beside the Segara Anak lake, which is also called the Child of Sea Lake. This descent will be less physical demanding, but it will test our technical skill while hiking down some of the slippery surface. The first hour of our descent was steep and slow, gradually giving way to a wider grassland and ancient lava flows. Halfway through the descent, the path also consists of a mixture of uphills and flatlands. We were also able to see the Segara Anak lake through this trail. After a further hour, the lake and the campsite gradually came into sight. As we settled down in the campsite, there were already a lot of fishermen camping along the edge of the lake. So we tried to approach some of the local fishermen, and they were really kind enough to let us try their fishing rods. We were also surprised to learn that the lake was also stocked with tilapia and goldfish due to the government nursery program in 1985. As a result, Segara Anak Lake has become a very popular spot for fishing among the locals. Fish.
You tali it. You. Apa siapa ni?
What made this campsite even much more special were the nearby hot springs. Luckily, the hot spring is only just a 10-minute walk away from the campsite. However, you have to hike 200 meters down to the hot spring. The hot spring used to be a huge waterfall, but due to the lack of rain recently, there were only man-made pipes to create an outstream for the spring waters. And with that, we were lucky enough to have a pool with a perfect temperature. We are here again, and we actually moved from our first day campsite to another campsite which is just beside the lake of the volcano. This campsite is also very chilly. As you can see, I'm wearing gloves and then we are wearing jackets.
I'm wearing 4 layers.
Yep.
So we actually can have, I think, 11 hours of sleep because tomorrow we are waking up at 6 a.m. Now 5 something a.m. We have our breakfast at 6. Finally, we can have a good rest because I haven't slept since yesterday.
To be honest, yesterday night I didn't sleep at all. I just lie down there, close my eyes. It's not that it's not comfortable or what. It's actually I feel pretty nervous and excited, and I just can't wait for the summit hike.
For me, I just fall asleep.
Wow. Okay.
Alright, so good night.
I'm quite jealous of that. All right.
Good night.
Let's drop that. Oh my god. I woke up at midnight due to the cold and saw the clear sky filled with the stars and even the Milky Way. It was a moment I couldn't pass up. I knew I had to capture this magical moment. And early in the morning, there were already a lot of people woke up fishing for their breakfast. As we talked to some of the campers, most of them stay in for a week and like to start fishing at 4 a.m. Unlike the previous day, we could now see Mount Barujari, the active volcano, up close. The rugged rim of the ancient volcano, encircling and embracing the lake in the center. The blue color of the lake also resembles the ocean color. I think I can finally understand why they call it the Child of Sea Lake. Although we are camping in such amazing view, we still can't help to spot the flaw of the campsite. To be honest, we are quite concerned when witnessing the littering around the site. So, Everyder and the local porters has already assured us that they will not leave any waste and carry all the rubbish down the mountain. Of course, keeping the mountain clean is every hiker's responsibility. After our breakfast and capturing some group photos, we prepare to descend the mountain via the Torean trail. And never did we know this trail has so much more to offer. The Torean trail is easier than others, considered friendly for hikers who do not have much trekking experience. And following the earthquake in 2018, the Torean trail has gained much more attention, as it offers a less strenuous road from Torean village to the lake, and it also holds a lot of interesting features like rivers, waterfalls, and the hot spring, which we explored the day before. After the trek is officially open in 2021, more locals and tourists will choose to trek to Segara Anak Lake via the Torean route. Although the terrain was flatter than the Senaru or Sembalun routes, it will still take around 9 hours to trek one way, either from the Torean village to the lake or vice versa. As I trek along this breathtaking landscape, I found myself momentarily forgetting the fatigue and challenge of our journey thus so far. After almost 3 hours of descending, we passed by a small river and a waterfall, and we slowly noticed the changes of the landscape and scenery. I don't want to sound too absurd, but from here onwards, I definitely felt like I'm hiking through a scenery from the Lord of the Rings. Soon the path led us to a small stream. This is where we'll take our rest and refill our water bags with natural spring waters. We'll soon pass by one of the landmarks of the Torean trail, the Penimbungan Waterfall. As I heard nearby the waterfall, there will be a campsite where some hikers will choose to spend the night. And after passing by this iconic waterfall, the trail will be much more dense with trees and vegetations. We will need to hike for another 3 to 4 hours until we reach the Torean village. Almost without realizing it, we found ourselves standing at one of the final checkpoints of our remarkable adventure. Alright, finally we have reached the end point of the whole trail. Actually we cheated a bit because just now we reached a checkpoint is whether you can choose to walk from the checkpoint to the end point here for around 20 minutes or you choose to ride a motorbike for 5 minutes. So we all choose to ride the motorbike for 5 minutes and we pay for only 50,000 Indo rupees and we think it's totally worth it. Wow, oh my, we never felt so happy to see the end point like this. Alright. This adventure captured on film not only unveiled the raw beauty of Rinjani, but also the human capacity for resilience and determination. I really hope our documentary will inspire others to scale their own summits, both in the mountains and within themselves.
When you're hiking alone, it's very easy to give up. But if you have some friends, you have some comrades to fight with you, I think most likely you will follow their footsteps.